Hi everyone! I'm going to give you a quick video just introducing you to our final assignment in English 101, which is a web article. So this assignment is really meant to build on all of what we've practiced so far this semester, having a thesis, supporting it, thinking about your audience, your style, tone, all of that is going to kind of come together in this final culminating assignment. This is also the final for our course, so there are no final exams, no tests of any kind, just this paper, and then we'll be on our way. So let's go ahead and get started. Before you get into essay 4, it's always a good idea to take a minute and stop and reflect just a little bit. So after doing our first 3 essays, I want you to kind of ask yourself, how has your writing changed throughout our course and why? Is there anything that you want to continue working on in this final essay or anything you want to continue working on moving forward? So these are important ideas to consider as you kind of go into this final piece. So let's talk about the assignment in more specific terms. So a web article is what I call this assignment. So it's essentially an online essay. Will it actually be published? No, but I'd like you to write it as if it were. So the assignment says, a web publication of your choice is looking for articles that cover the current discussion surrounding a hot issue or topic. The site wants a piece that would show up in an internet search on the topic and that would give interested readers a solid understanding of what people in different circles and contexts are saying about it. For this final assignment, you're going to write a web article about a hot issue or topic you're interested in. The article must synthesize information from multiple types of sources, must include embedded media, and also include purposeful links. To make your article visually effective, I recommend using a Microsoft Word template or Microsoft Sway, and I'll walk you through what those are. Aim for about 1,000 words total, though yours may be longer or shorter depending on your topic. Alright, so that was a lot. Let's go over it in a little bit more detail. So, first thing, I want you to write this as you might an online article. So, think of a web publication like the New York Times or BuzzFeed or NPR or even an article you might see on Facebook or in a magazine that might get published online. So each of those different publications has a different audience, has a different type of topic they might write about, and but the one thing is they're kind of broadcasted online. I want you to choose a hot topic, something that you are interested in and that you think other people will be too. It'll be about 1,000 words, which in Microsoft Word double-spaced usually comes out to about 4 pages. So in this context, though, if you want to use a word count, that works. Embedded media means essentially images, videos if you like to play with that, something kind of visually appealing as it is something that would be published online, and then sources and links as support. We're going to talk about all these pieces in a little bit more detail. I know it might sound like a sort of big ask, but I promise you that if you choose a topic that you're interested in, that you have a lot to say about, it will come. So there are some readings in our course to get you started. One is called The 6 Things That Make Stories Go Viral. Has some really good advice on how to write to a kind of online audience and things to think about. Another called The Argument Culture, which I think breaks down this idea of having 2 sides to an issue and how it's important to consider multiple perspectives outside of that. Then there's just a quick thing from you writing about research and some example essays that can help you if you're like, I have no idea what this should look like. So the example essays are actually going to be a little longer than ours, so don't worry, just stick to that 1,000-word limit and you're going to be fine. So when you think about choosing a topic, I have also put a list of topics on Blackboard that you might choose from if you're like, oh, this is too much. But what is a topic that you're interested in or that you know something about? For me, I am really interested in the protests that are happening in Iran right now, so maybe I would choose that topic to write about. I don't have as much experience with, living in Iran, but it's something I've been following in the news and I'm kind of interested in it. Think about what other people in our class might be interested in. For me, I think the protests in Iran are maybe not known about but I think that they're important to us globally. So I could probably make this relevant to people in our class. Think too about a topic that needs several perspectives to understand. So once you've chosen your topic, your thesis is going to be your opinion about it. So for me, maybe my thesis could be that I think more Americans should understand what's happening in Iran. Pretty simple, right? Just remember that you need your topic and your so what. Your topic and why do I care about it? All right, so those things still apply here. The other thing this essay is going to ask you to do is to use outside sources. I'm not super concerned with where you find your sources, if you use like an academic database, or if you use a Google search, or even like a YouTube video. I'm fine with that as long as you think about evaluating them. So there's a little acronym here called CRAP, which I think is a good thing to remember to help you kind of evaluate sources. I'm also going to post another video going through specifically using sources in this essay if you feel like you need a little more help there. You want to think about the currency of what you're finding. How relevant is it to your topic? Do you know who published it? And I don't mean, oh, this has a name attached to it. It's by Mark Smith. Can you find out who that person is? What is their credentials? What is their bias? How accurate is the information? And then why was it published? Because something that has more of like an entertainment purpose or a sales purpose is going to have a little bit more lean to it and maybe be a little less credible. So consider counter arguments to your beliefs as well. I do want to see maybe one source that kind of discusses the topic in some way you agree with, and then maybe another one that takes a different perspective. For us, 2 to 3 sources max. I really don't want you guys to have a whole list. It's not, the focus is just on can you kind of incorporate someone else's ideas. And this is something that English 102, if you're required to take that course, focuses on in more detail. So the other piece of advice I have is to use a template like Microsoft Office or Microsoft Sway. So I am actually going to pull up Microsoft Sway, which you all have access to as a SWIC student. So when you log into your Microsoft Office suite and you go to where it says Apps, and then there's a link to Sway. So if you open this, it's essentially an online web article builder. So I can choose one of these templates, there's also more to choose from, and edit it to make it mine. So once you open one of the templates, you'll see that it's already got images built in, it's already sort of got some text to it that you can click on and then edit. So you can switch out any of these and kind of make it work for your topic. I think they're a really cool way to complete this essay, so I really encourage you to use them. If that seems like a lot, you can also use a Microsoft Office template. They do have some like, these reports could maybe work, or the student paper option if you're looking for something a little more traditional, but I really like Sway because it gives you a good sort of visual and online feel, and so I'd really encourage you to do that. And I might share some videos on using Sway specifically. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys on this video. Like I said, I will also post one about citing and finding sources, and then also something for using Sway if you're not familiar with it, but I'm really interested to see what topics you choose for this essay, and I hope that starting it goes well for you.